I'm going to take my second quarter exam in English literature.
Okay. So we're reading.
Best Philippine stories, Hamlet and uh, Otto of the Silver Hand.
Right. In Auto of the Silver, and we're on the last 3 chapters, right? Right. So this is my first question for Auto of the Silver Hand. So after Otto was saved by his father, by the people of Jackenhasen, they traveled too far to keep him safe, right? Can you please retell how Baron Conrad held the bridge?
Okay, so when he saw his companions, they rode away, he was so sad to leave his son behind. He mean the world to him. So he forgot, and then he gave himself a shake, and then tapped his his shoulder, and then he said, and then he went out of his horse and slapped the back of his horse, and the horse rode away, and he was in the middle of the bridge, and then he held his sword so tight as he was ready for a fight. and then he heard some footsteps, and then this is Baron Conrad, and this is Baron Henry and his friends, and then they stopped at the before they reach the bridge, and then this is Baron Conrad, and then Baron Conrad said, "Why did you stop, ye men?" And then he said, "Forward," but no one did. And then Baron Conrad said, "What? Are you afraid of one man?" And then he said, "Ha ha ha! Thou are cowards. Thy men are cowards." And then he said, and then he laughed. And then he said, "If if thou are not a coward, jump out of thy horse and come and have a good fight with me," said Baron Conrad. And then Baron Henry did that, and he was very, very brave, but his troops was like scared to go down with their horse, and then they tied their horses and the troops tied their horses in trees, and Baron Conrad and Baron Henry went up the hill to see the face Baron Conrad, and then there was slashing of swords. There was slashing of swords, the sword side to side, and then swords clanging, metals clanging, and then Baron Conrad swept side to side and stabbed everything, horse or man, and then he was like, and then the horse or man, he kept stabbing everything, and then some had cut their hands, some had a wound here, and then there everyone was so tired, but Baron Conrad faced it all by himself, and then the troops went down the bridge to rest and drink water, while Baron Conrad and Baron Henry still are fighting, and Baron Henry's weapon was a wooden and a big circle with spikes, and then he swung it and reach Baron Conrad's shoulder, and then Baron Conrad had a scratch here, and Baron Conrad stabbed Baron Henry on on the stomach, and then Baron Henry, with his last blow, he flung Baron Conrad. He flung Baron Conrad, almost falling at the bridge, but Baron Conrad held Baron Henry, and they fell on the bridge. They fell on the river. And then one of Baron Henry's kinsmen said that, "What now, ye men? Our master is dead. Let us continue what he has told us, and let's continue his fight," he said. "Catch the boy," he said. And then one man injured and with frizzy hair, he said, "No, it is our Lord's fight, and our Lord is no longer here. Let us stop here," he said. "And this is the end of it all," said the man. And all the troops agreed to that, and they mounted the horse and went away. And then that's all.
Okay. How do you feel for that scene?
I can feel that about Baron Conrad, it's that I admired his bravery, and his bravery that he didn't become a coward. He didn't say, "Oh, I am just only one. I can fight that troops of Baron Henry." But he still fought it because he thought of his son and his men, that they need some distraction like that, and they need help. And I felt sad about it because Baron Conrad died, and Otto has no more father for him, and Baron Conrad sacrificed himself for Otto. And that's all.
What do you think would have happened if in the first place the Baron didn't take Otto from St. Michaelsburg?
I think Otto will live peacefully, and he wouldn't have, his hand wouldn't be cut, and his father wouldn't have died, and his father could just visit him like that, and he would always be happy. But he will not meet Pauline, and then he will not meet the emperor like that, and then that's all.
Now that he is safe in St. Michaelsburg, okay, can you please retell how well did he grow up, and how did the story end?
So when he was in St. Michaelsburg, he was there for 3 months, because he needed to rest his arm like that, and he needed to heal. And soon after 3 months, Abbot Otto and One-Eyed Hans and 2 other kinsmen, it was 5 of them, who rode horses and went to the great emperor's place. And when they were there were a lot of hangings in the sky, and there were a lot of people to and fro, and there were a lot of stores open, there were goldsmiths, and there were a lot of traders. And then this was the first time Otto had seen all of them. And then he said, "Wow," he said, "what great wonder," he said. And then Abbot Otto smiled at him, and then he said, look at that woman. Look at that woman. She is so pretty. I bet the empress is more prettier than her." And and Abbot Otto laughed, and then he said, "Come." And then they dismounted their horse, and there were a lot of nobles, kings, princesses, and there was one man, on the top of on the there was stairs, and there was a throne, and the one man sit up there, and 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 Abbot Otto and old Abbot and Otto walked, and then Abbot said in his mind, "Why is that poor old man standing above all others?" he said. And then old Abbot said, "He is the emperor." And then he said, the emperor, he said, "I why is the emperor dressed like that? I thought he must be dressed richly like other nobles here," he said. And then Abbot Otto and Otto walked until here, and they bowed. Abbot Otto bowed, and then Otto just bowed with him. Otto just bowed with him because he knew they should pay respect to the emperor. And then the emperor said, "Who is this?" And then Abbot Otto said, This is Baron Conrad's son," he said. And then he said, "Hey, I remember him. Please continue," he said. And then Abbot Otto said, he was taken. His castle has been destroyed and set in fire. And then he was taken to be prisoners by the people of Trutz-Drachen," said Abbot Otto. "And his hand has been cut," he said. And now with one-eyed Hans and Baron Conrad took him, but Baron Conrad was left behind because he sacrificed for them, "My lord," said old Abbot. And then the emperor said, "Oh, so your father is dead now, eh, son?" And then Otto said, "Eh, my lord, he is." And then he said, "Don't worry, son. We will have revenge for you. We will kill all that is in Trutz-Drachen, and we will rebuild your castle until you grow to be a right man, and you will lead that castle," said old Abbot. And then Otto said the emperor. And Otto said, sabi niya, "My lord, I am sorry, but all that is left in Trutz-Drachen is a mother and a poor daughter. For their father, for the man who killed my father is also dead," he said. "There is nothing left for them. And sir, I promised the daughter of who killed my father that I would marry her someday. So I wish to go back to her," said Otto. And then emperor said, "So be it. If you want it, so be it," said the old emperor. "Thou art wise and good." And then Otto said, "Thank you, my lord. I think that you are also kind." And then everybody laughed. And 8 years later, Otto came back to the Trutz-Drachen and saw Pauline sitting on a rude bench, and he kissed her hand, and the girl could not say anything. And soon he he led her back. He took her and married her and led her back to his castle, Drakenhosen, and soon he was known as Otto of the Silver Hand because he had a metal hand who couldn't move. But he was not only known for that because he was wise and good and kind. And and then that's all.
Okay. Why do you think he was given the description, the wise young Otto of the Silver Hand?
Because he was young when his father died, and so because of that he was already wise at the first time, but he became more wise and mature when his father died because he knew that he was on his own now. There is no father, and he became wise, and he had a silver hand, and it's like silver symbols, wise, and then that's all.
Okay, now let's go to Hamlet by Shakespeare. Okay, can you please retell the scene when Hamlet finally was able to talk to the ghost? Retell that scene.
Okay, so it was when Horatio and Barnabas, the next day that they saw the ghost, went to they went to Hamlet, and when they went to Hamlet, they said that, sir, listen, look, we have seen the ghost. Said we have seen a ghost, said Barnabas, and Horatio said that it is the ghost is not the ghost is not just a ghost, said Horatio. Pray, say, what is this? Then Horatio continued, this ghost hunts the whole castle every day, he said. And not only that, he wears the suit of a soldier, said Horatio. And then Barnabas said, he also had a crown like that, and then a crown, but an old gray one. And then Horatio said, and he also looks like your late father, Hamlet. And then Hamlet was overjoyed, and he said, my late father? He said, pray, did you talk to him? Please, did you talk to him? He said, I want to know. And then Horatio said, yes, we did talk to him. What did he say? said Hamlet. Barnabas said, nothing. And then Horatio said, what? And then Hamlet said, what? He said, nothing. And then Horatio said, well, we tried to talk to him, but he did not speak. But he was almost about to speak when the cock crew. And then Hamlet said, pray, I have to see him tonight. He said, you have to show me. I will go to the watchtower to you tonight. And then Barnabas said, what? But, and then Horatio said, yes, my lord, you should talk to the ghost and ask him why is he watching the kingdom always, day and night. And soon when it was and when it was night, they were in the watchtower, and Hamlet and the three of them were waiting. And then the ghost appeared, and then Horatio said, "Oh, it is my dear father, Horatio. Barnabas, it's my father." And then Horatio said, "Pray, speak to it, my lord." And then Hamlet said, "Hey, hey, dear ghost, speak to me." Sinabi ka na, and then the ghost said, "Come." And then the ghost said, and then Horatio said, it is telling you to come with him." And then Horatio, "Then I must." And then Barnabas said, "No, no, my lord, it is too dangerous. You don't know what this ghost will do for you." And then Horatio said, "A." And then Hamlet said, "But I must." And then he ran and followed the ghost, and he followed the ghost. And then Barnabas and Horatio was shocked. And then Barnabas said, "Come, let us go with our Lord. We must not let him go by himself." And then Horatio said, "A." And then they ran to find Hamlet and the ghost. And Hamlet was brought to the garden by the ghost. And Hamlet said, "Pray, what do you want to speak?" And the ghost said, "Shh. Yes. I will not tell anyone," said Horatio. I said Hamlet. And then the ghost said, "I am here in the castle every day. I am the late king," he said. And then Hamlet said, "Hey, yay! Now I know that you are really the late king," he said. And then he said, "Pray, could you tell me something?" "Who killed you?" said Hamlet. "Why did you die?" said Hamlet. And then the ghost said, "I was killed," said the ghost. And then Hamlet said, "I knew it. You were killed. Not you. You did not die in bed." And then the ghost said, "Shh, let me talk. I have been killed by he who rules now, and he who bears a crown with my king. He killed me with a cup and let me drink on it. I fell on my bed, fast asleep, till I died," said the ghost. And then Hamlet gasped, "I knew it," he said. "I knew it, that my new father has something to do with you." And then he said, "Oh, it is so bad. He should be imprisoned. He should be killed," he said. "I will tell everyone as soon as I get the right time." And then Horatio and Barnabas came, and then he said, "Oh," and then they were very, very tired. And then Horatio said, "So, my lord, did the ghost tell you something?" And then Hamlet said, "Hey, the ghost did." And then "Will you tell it to us?" said Barnabas. And then Hamlet said, "Yes, I will. And then, but first, you must swear. You must hold your hand up high and put it in your chest," said Hamlet. "Swear that you both," said, swear that we will tell no one of what happened." Barnabas and Horatio, "Swear." The ghost, "Swear." And then Hamlet said, Tell no one, no, not a soul what we did. Swear," said both humans. And the ghost said, "Swear." And then Hamlet said, "No one will tell it until we get the right time. Swear." And then all swear. And then that's all.
Okay. Ophelia said she was offended by Hamlet's actions, right? She complained that Hamlet did this thing. What is that?
he went when she was in her private room, and then Hamlet appeared out of nowhere, and he was undressed. Their pajamas, that it's like when people see it, it's naked like that. Oh no, it's like their underwear like that, because that time it's color white and something. and then and then he came out of her private room and held her by the hand, and then he looked at her like that, and then and he held her by the wrist very very hard, and then Ophelia did a little bit of twist, and then Hamlet came out of a sigh, and then let her go, and then he walked back and looked at her sadly, and went away. And then that's all.
Okay. Do you believe that Hamlet really did it? To offend Ophelia?
No.
Why?
I think he was just trying to tell her something, but he doesn't know how to. That's why I think they needed a private time. That's why he thought he wanted no one to know that he was going to visit Ophelia. So he pretended that he was going to sleep with that clothes, and then soon he escaped by his window and went to Ophelia's, and then maybe it was just something so important. That's why he held her by the hand, and then that's all.
Okay. Now, of course, the king and queen have known about it. What did they do?
At first they did not want to believe, but even though that they didn't believe, they hired two men, it's consecrants, and I forgot the other, and then they were going to change the boys' manners, and then that's all.
Okay. Now let's go to the last book, which is the best Philippine stories. Okay. Can you please retell the story, The Five Snapshots?
Okay, so it was graduation day. It was graduation day. It was the day that everybody will be done in college. They were going to live their lives. They're going to work as them, and then there were 5 friends going to take their pictures because it's their graduation. It's their graduation march, and everybody had a black suit and ruffles on their necks, and they had a picture, and it was 5 friends. The first friend was named Lydia. Lydia is the eldest of them. She's 19 when she graduated. She was the one to get married after she graduated. And the one she was going to marry is the one who took her picture on the graduation day, who took all of their pictures on her graduation day. But it was her fiancé. But they broke up because Lydia was proud, and the man was proud, and Lydia had her own pride too. And so they broke up, and Lydia likes to give away her things, and she likes to give. She's very generous, and she is pretty, and she has long hair, and that was the story of Lydia. Soon the next to take the picture was Mina. Mina sat and smiled. Mina had very long black hair, and she was just about the size of Lydia, but she was younger than Lydia, and she had her family was rich, and her mother died. Her mother died when she was a kid, so her father raised her, and her father spoiled her, even though Mina didn't want it. So after her grad, she was 18 when she graduated, and after her graduation, her father and her celebrated on Japan, and in Japan, Lydia met met the love of her life. She also had good leadership skills, and she became the leader of their group. And soon after, she came back for the man she met in Japan, and they got married and had two beautiful kids. And the next is Letty. Letty is seven. Letty is the youngest. She is 16. Letty was strong and beautiful. She was very popular in school, and she is also good at dancing and singing. She always sang in her free time. She danced at clubs, and everybody would see her dance. So she met a man, and the man loved her very much, but she had to choose between her career or him, because her career, she became a famous singer, but she chose her career, and the man knew that too. And then the man married another girl, and Letty and Letty just continued going to other countries, for her singing, her singing, and then of her concerts, and then sometimes she would just go back to the place and meet with her friends, but she would always be busy. And then next is Teeny. Teeny is 17 when she graduated, and Teeny is 17, and she's the baby of the group, and even though she's older than Letty, and she is great at painting, but her family couldn't let her afford to art school, so instead she gave up with her dream, and became a teacher instead to help her family. She had no courage, and she was always a crybaby. Teeny is very small, and her real name is Christina. She was only nicknamed by Mina Teeny because of the Tina, and then she's also small, so Teeny, and then that, and then oh. And the last is Joe. Joe is the same age as Mina, and she's the tallest in the group, and she is the mother of the group, and she is very smart, and she became a doctor. She liked helping people, and her friends, and her real name was Josephine, but her friends called her Joe. She was also nicknamed by Mina. And her other regular customers also called her Dr. Joe. And her friends would always come to her whenever they had sickness. And Jo was a very strong girl. And but nobody knew that she writes on her free time. She she was eventually the narrator of the story of them five. That's all.
Okay. You told me you like that story, right?
Opo.
Why?
Oh, because the first reason is that I like stories that has a lot of characters and about them, facts about them, like their life, like that. So and also I like it because um, the story of each girl and uh, and I like the title too because it was so catchy. Five snapshots and then five friends, five, you know, and then and the last reason, because it's a nice story. It's not a sad one, like the other stories in best Philippine history. And then that's all.
Okay. Now, the story of the Mans is about family, right?
Opo.
What did the family experience? Wow, or I mean, what is the loss that the family in this story experienced?
The mother and the father lost three children, and uh, their children lost three siblings.
Mhm.
That's all.
Mhm. What can you say about what the father did?
I think what the father did is like teary and nakakaiyak because and it's like so kind because um, even everybody knew that they were dead, but their father still bought them a mat, meaning that he did not. It's like showing that he did not forget them, that they still stayed in their heart, and they still live in his memories. And then that's all.
Can someone really forget? Do you think can someone really forget a family who already died?
Yes,
A member of the family. Can someone really forget?
yes.
And what can you say with someone who cannot really forget a family member who died? How would you understand?
It means that that person values the person who died so much that they don't want to forget them. And that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much.